Hi everyone, Josh Lauer here. So, since it's Sonic's 29th anniversary, which is a quarter to his 30th anniversary, which will be next year, I decided that I'd finally make a video telling you guys my top 10 favorite Sonic games. And that's what we're gonna do in this video. Also, just a reminder, you won't be seeing games like Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 on this list, because unfortunately, I was never able to play those games, and yeah, you can't really put a game that you haven't played on the list, so yeah. And yeah, hopefully one day I will manage to play Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, but just not now. So just a reminder, you won't be seeing Adventure 1 and 2 on this list. On this list, you'll just be seeing some Sonic games I would declare which are probably the best in my opinion. So, with no further ado, let's begin. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my top 10 favorite Sonic games. Number 10. Sonic Forces. It really puts me to shame that Sonic Forces is a Sonic game that not a lot of Sonic fans really enjoy. Of course, the game was not like too big. It wasn't like a big, like Sonic's big break. I mean, it was supposed to be something really special for Sonic. I mean, it was originally Project Sonic 2017. But unfortunately, when some Sonic fans played the game, they didn't really think it was like all that great. But yeah, I actually think Sonic Forces is a really good game. I mean, yeah, classic Sonic's in it, there's not a lot of playable characters, but still, that doesn't stop the game from not being good. I mean, the gameplay-wise, it's really fun, and just boosting through the levels is just really good. It just feels like one of those fan Sonic games that they made. It just feels like a really great game. And yeah, that's why it's really on number 10, because, well, this is a really great Sonic game. I mean, it's not really the best. I mean, there are some better Sonic games out there, which will, of course, be on this list. But I just want to say Forces is actually a really great game, and people should actually appreciate it more. Let's just hope in the future that Sega actually does a better job with the new Sonic games they have planned for him. Number 9. Sonic Mania Plus. I, of course, put the Sonic Mania Plus version on this list because it's actually better than the original Sonic Mania. Because, of course, there's just so much more to it. And, yeah, Sonic Mania is actually like some Sonic fans would say, the only good Sonic game that recently happened. I actually disagree with that. There were actually more better Sonic games besides Sonic Mania out throughout 2017, which was the year it came out. But yeah, Sonic Mania was actually made by Sonic fans and not Sega or Sonic Team themselves. Sega just decided to have some Sonic fans join in so that they can create a game some Sonic fans would actually enjoy. And those Sonic fans actually succeeded. Like, some of the creators were Christian Whitehead and just many of the other creators. But yeah, it kind of makes me sad that some Sonic fans actually did a kind of a little better job than Sega and Sonic Team did. But hopefully Sonic and Sega took notes during the development of Sonic Mania, and they're actually planning to make better Sonic games in the future that are actually kind of related to Mania. Overall, I don't think Sega and Sonic Team do a really bad job with making Sonic games. Yeah, so overall, Sonic Team and Sega don't really do a bad job at making Sonic games, but I feel like they should really just up their game a little bit and starting to do like a better, decent job so all Sonic fans can actually appreciate them. But yeah, Sega and Sonic Team haven't really been getting a lot of hate recently, so maybe Sonic is starting to like step up a little bit, and hopefully Sega and Sonic Team will make better Sonic games like Sonic Mania did. So yeah, Mania is a pretty good game, and yeah, I think it will be best at number 9. Number 8. Sonic 3 and Knuckles. You, of course, had to see this Sonic game on the list. So yeah, I'd say Sonic 3 and Knuckles is probably the best 2D classic Sonic game, because there's just so much to do with it, there's just so much ending, so much levels to explore, and the game is pretty good otherwise. So the game's about where Knuckles the Echidna actually gets tricked by Dr. Robotnik into thinking that Sonic and Tails are his enemies, thinking that they actually stole his island. So Knuckles actually stole the Chaos Emeralds from Sonic, and Sonic and Tails are willing to get the Chaos Emeralds back, and stop Dr. Robotnik, of course. The gameplay's pretty simple. The, graphics look pretty good, well, for the Sega Genesis at the time, of course. Sonic 3 and Knuckles is pretty much the definition of what a good Sonic game should be like. I can't really think of any bad flaws for this game because overall this game's actually pretty good in particular. And there are, of course, so much fun levels to explore here in this game, and so much unique boss fights, too. Sega really did it right with this game, and I feel that they should make more Sonic games that actually look a little more like Sonic 3 and Knuckles. But still, Sega can do whatever they want, but yeah, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, like, if they're willing to go back to, like, the 2D versions of Sonic, they should really make a 2D Sonic game that actually is like Sonic 3 and Knuckles or Mania. Number 7. Sonic Advance 3. I know some of you Sonic fans are probably shocked to see this game on the list, but once again, this is just my list. This is my top 10 favorite Sonic games, and yeah, this is just my personal opinion on what Sonic games I think are the best. And yeah, Sonic Advance 3 is definitely one of them. I'd say Sonic Advance 3 is probably the best Sonic Advance game in the series, mainly because you can you can play as multiple characters. You can have one playable character and one partner character, like Sonic and Tails. Although this game is a little harder than its predecessors, it's still a pretty fun game. Playing this game made me feel proud to be a Sonic fan. I definitely recommend playing this game, especially if you're looking for a challenge. I don't actually have a Game Boy Advance, but I do actually play the game on my Game Boy Advance emulator on my phone. And yeah, playing the game on my phone just feels really great, but I pretty much think it would be better, of course, on an actual Game Boy Advance or a Game Boy Advance SP. The game gets a little harder as it goes, but still, it's actually really fun to play and satisfying to just go through all these levels. So if you're a Sonic fan, you should really definitely try out Sonic Advance 3 if you haven't yet, because it's actually a really great Game Boy Advance / Sonic game. Number 6. Sonic Rush. Sonic Rush is probably one of the best 2D Sonic games. Mainly because it was the very first Sonic game I actually ever played, and of course the very first video game I ever played, so yeah. Sonic Rush was the very first Sonic game to feature the Sonic Boost, and of course feature a new character called Blaze the Cat. So yeah, like I said before, Sonic Rush was the very first video game I ever played, and yeah, it was definitely still one of my favorites even today because of just the gameplay. Pretty much almost everything about the game was memorable, especially the soundtrack. I'd say Sonic Rush pretty much has the best Sonic soundtrack, is pretty much the best Sonic game that has the best soundtrack. Like, you should try listening to all of the pieces of soundtrack you can find in Sonic Rush. Because pretty much the soundtrack, the gameplay, like the boosting and just running all over enemies and the unique and clever boss fights, just pretty much speeding through the whole level, like you're rushing right through it. Yeah, that's why this game is called Sonic Rush, because you're literally rushing through the whole level. There was also Sonic Rush Adventure, which is also another great Sonic game, but I'd say the first Sonic Rush is actually a little better than the sequel, because it's just, the soundtrack's more better, it's just like lots of better worlds, and just, it's actually easier to get the Chaos Emeralds in the first Sonic Rush game rather than Sonic Rush Adventure. And featuring Blaze the Cat for the very first time in the Sonic series was really a great idea, because Blaze the Cat is a really awesome Sonic character, and this was, of course, the very first game she was featured in. And yeah, Sega really knocked it out of the park with this game. And it's still one of my favorite Sonic games today. Number 5. Sonic and the Black Knight. Lots of Sonic fans would think I'm crazy for actually liking this game, considering it's almost not a Sonic game. But yeah, gameplay-wise, it's almost not a Sonic game because, well, Sonic has a sword, and it's kind of out of character, but still. I didn't think I would actually like the game at first when it came out, like back in 2009, but I actually tried the game anyway, and it's actually a pretty good game, even though it's kind of based off of knights and old times and stuff. I am actually into all of those stuff, and of course Sonic, so combining those two things together actually makes kind of a good game. But yeah, it was a game on the Wii, and just Sonic swings a sword and just goes back in time to stop king named King Arthur and stuff, and faces Knights of the Underworld and stuff. This game's actually part of the Storybook series, and the Storybook series is actually really underrated. And overall, this game's actually pretty good, even though it's kind of out of character, like I said before, but still. The game's definitely challenging at some parts, and at other times it's really easy. But overall, this game's not too, it is a little hard, but once you actually get used to the sword swinging controls, this game actually turns out to be really good. And I especially love that Sega and Sonic Team actually tried something new for Sonic. because Sonic and the Black Knight definitely did that deed. And let's not all forget that beautiful soundtrack that Sonic and the Black Knight had. Just like Night of the Wind, Fight the Night, like the whole soundtrack in the game actually really fits along with it. So yeah, Sonic and the Black Knight's definitely an underrated Sonic game. And I think it would be perfect for number 5 on the list. Number 4. Sonic and the Secret Rings. Here's another underrated Sonic game that's actually a little bit better than Sonic and the Black Knight. And Sonic Forces, of course. This was the very first Sonic game to be on the Wii. And it really took him to a whole new level. The story was good, the gameplay was good, pretty much almost everything about this game was good. And it is also, of course, part of the Sonic and the Black Knight and Sonic Storybook series. Well, Sonic and the Black Knight came out a year after this, well, 3 years after this game, actually. This game's actually fantastic, and I really got hooked up on the incarnation of Sonic. On top of the speedy Sonic gameplay, I really like the cool nostalgic music in the game, and there's kind of quirky and funny and quite corny storyline and just some funny bits and stuff. And it's kind of cheesy, but still, that's what makes it really fun and a good Sonic game. And you have to play the game with just a Wii remote and no nunchuck. And yeah, the controls can actually be a little bit slippery at times because of how you control the Wii remote and stuff. But still, once you get used to it, you shouldn't get messed up too much. Yeah, so Sonic and the Secret Rings is definitely one of the good Wii Sonic games, and I couldn't recommend it enough. Number 3. Sonic Colors. You guys really shouldn't be surprised to see this game on the list. Sonic Colors is definitely one of the best Sonic 3D Sonic games out there. It was the very first Sonic game to actually feature the new voice actors like Roger Craig Smith, Colleen, and yeah, they're not really the best voice actors, but they're kind of improvements. And this game really set the Sonic series back on track at its time. And there was of course one huge gimmick throughout the game, and that was of course the color powers and the wisps. Unlike some other Sonic games where some companions are just there, color powers actually really help out Sonic through his adventures in the game. So yeah, the whole game is about where Dr. Eggman uses lots of wisp energy, and he uses it to create a huge theme park. And yeah, he tries to trap the wisps and try to steal their powers. And yeah, Sonic tries to get back the wisps, and they actually really help out through his adventures. Like of course the laser, which allows him like zigzag through many places, like with a laser and stuff. There's a drill, which allows Sonic to drill through the floors, and Frenzy, which allows him to like open up new paths and stuff. And yeah, so not all of the color powers are actually really unique and like clever at some points. Like the blue cube, which changes platforms for Sonic to walk on. Yeah, that's not really kind of the best color. That's not really the best kind of thing to use it for. Would have been better if Sonic just pressed a switch in order for that to happen. But overall, Colors actually is really a decent looking Sonic game, and it's just really great. The gameplay, like using the color wisps and stuff, just actually really satisfying. It plays really well. So yeah, Colors is definitely a number 3 worth Sonic game. Number 2. Sonic Generations. Seriously, what Sonic fan would dislike Generations? Generations is literally the perfect Sonic game for any Sonic fan. If you're a fan of the 2D classic Sonic games, there's of course classic Sonic with spin dash action, spin jumps, and just running through the levels in like 2D, jumping from platforms and stuff. So yeah. And there's of course the modern Sonic gameplay, which jumps right into the present, and it shows like Sonic boosting through the levels, homing attacking, collecting rings, going through hoops, and jumping from springs and defeating enemies and stuff. So yeah, Generations was of course the 20th anniversary Sonic game, and it's really just a perfect Sonic game for literally any Sonic fan that's a fan of the 2D or 3D games. So yeah, Generations is pretty much a mix of what made Sonic the legend he is today. And I especially love that they remade all of these classic Sonic stages that Sonic fans would really want to travel back to. I really got so much enjoyment from playing this game because of just how fun it really is. There is not one Sonic fan that dislikes this game. I mean, the classic Sonic physics are a little bit wonky and different from the classic Sonic games, but still, it's not really a big problem whatsoever. Classic Sonic still controls much better than he did in the 2D games. And I actually got much more enjoyment from playing the modern Sonic stages because they were actually just more fun, like boosting, drifting, going through hoops, and just boosting into enemies and grinding on rails. It's just like a much more fun experience. But still, both of the gameplay styles of classic Sonic and modern Sonic are still definitely so much fun to play. Sonic Team and Sega really knocked it out of the park with Generations, and Generations will always be my second favorite Sonic game. Before we get to number 1, let's just get some honorable mention Sonic games out of the way. Sonic Lost World, Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Rush Adventure, Sonic Advance, Sonic Advance 2, Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic CD, Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic 4 Episode 1, Sonic 4 Episode 2, and finally, Sonic Battle. Now let's finally get on to number 1. The greatest Sonic game ever is Sonic 06. Nah, I'm just kidding, of course. You know how much I hate the game. Sonic Unleashed. Seriously, the greatest Sonic game ever. Now, it turns out that there were actually some Sonic fans that actually really didn't like this game. And to them, I'm like shocked because there was literally nothing wrong with Sonic 06. I mean, yeah, the Werehog was something new and different and not really Sonic's thing, but still, Sega tried something new, and that's what I always love about video game franchises. They always do something new with their characters. And Sonic Unleashed definitely arrived to that. I love the game. Now, I will be honest, when I first played the game for the very first time, I was complaining with the Werehog stages. But after years of getting used to it, I actually really started to like the Werehog, and I just really loved like fighting the enemies, doing some platform jumps, and just climbing from ledge to ledge, and just doing all this cool stuff. And let's not all forget that beautiful opening cutscene of the game. The opening cutscene is so beautiful. It's like watching a freaking movie. Just how good the opening cutscene was. The game just looks so glorious, and you can tell you already purchased yourself a great game. And of course, the soundtrack itself. Seriously, all those guitars, instruments, like violins and stuff that they used to make the music for this game, Sega really did a good job and knocked it out of the park with this game so well, and that's why this is my number 1 favorite Sonic game of all time. And seriously, I can still watch that E3 trailer from back in 2008 when Sonic Unleashed was first announced, with all like the early screenshots of the game and the early gameplay. I could just watch this E3 trailer almost every day because of just how much I loved the game after I first saw this E3 trailer back when it came out in 2008. Seriously, when I first saw this E3 trailer, I was literally so excited for this game. I just couldn't stop getting excited. I was just jumping up and down and getting so excited for this game because I just really loved it. And of course, I really love the theme song for this game, Endless Possibilities. That song is literally my most favorite Sonic song of all time. I remember me and my mom used to always sing the song all the time, and my mom actually loves the song as much as I do because the song is just so memorable, and I just remember every single word from it, and the song is just so iconic. It's so beautifully made, and that's why it's my favorite Sonic song. And Sonic Unleashed will still always be my number 1 favorite Sonic game because I just love this game so much. I grew up with it, and I just remember playing this game every day. But if I do have to say one complaint, it's about the fact that you have to travel into stages just to get Sun and Moon medals. That I really dislike. And if I can recommend a version of this game, I definitely recommend the Xbox 360/PS3 version. Because if you get the Wii/PS2 version, it's not really going to be a much better experience. A much better experience would be the Xbox 360 and PS3 version because they actually make the game look much better. I mean, there's really nothing wrong with the Wii and PS2 version in particular, but I would say the Xbox 360 and PS3 version of the game is better. And seriously, I would just rewatch all the trailers, replay the game multiple times just to realize how much I really love the game. And I still love the game with so much passion today because it's just my absolute #1 favorite Sonic game. So yeah, and that's why Sonic Unleashed will always be my #1 favorite Sonic game of all time. Alright everyone, those were all my top 10 favorite Sonic games of all time. If you guys enjoyed, please feel free to smash that like button and subscribe button to see more Sonic content on this channel. Sonic will always be one of my favorite video game characters of all time, and I think this list of my top 10 favorite Sonic games will always let me know of that. So if your favorite Sonic game wasn't on this list, I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure I would love that Sonic game too. But yeah, this is just my personal opinion for my top 10 favorite Sonic games, and just, yeah, all of these Sonic games are still my favorite Sonic games to date. Let me know in the comments what your favorite Sonic game is, or your top 10 favorite Sonic games list. And of course, since I loved the Endless Possibilities song from Sonic Unleashed, I always use that song for my intro, and that goes to show how much I love the song. Alright everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe for more videos like this one. I'll see you all in the future for more videos on this channel. See you then.